live and on your side. This is WSAV News 3 today at 11.
And a very good morning to you. I'm Ben Catco. Kim Gusby's off this morning. Thanks for joining us here on WSAV News 3 today at 11. It is Friday, and you're taking a live look out there over Tybee this morning. Storm Team 3 meteorologist Alyssa Carsley joining us now from over in the Weather Center with a look at your forecast first. Alyssa, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ben. Well, we're still tracking that cloud cover out there. High pressure is in control. That, of course, will be short-lived because yesterday's cold front, it's already started to stall out to our south, and that's going to allow for that chance of rain to be not too far off. In fact, we'll see it once again later on this evening, continuing into our Saturday tomorrow. You can see those rain showers popping up just north of that stalled front across Louisiana into Mississippi, and that's what's going to be heading our way as we head into the day tomorrow. Now, as of right now, temperatures comfortable outside, 60s and 70s at 71 degrees here in Savannah to 67 degrees in Glenville. Throughout this afternoon, a low chance of a light sprinkle at times. Mainly we're just dealing with a mostly cloudy sky, a few peaks of sunshine here and there, but behind the front, we're tracking cooler afternoon temperatures. No longer in the mid to upper 80s, low 90s. We're back into the upper 70s to low 80s, at least for one day. 77 degrees is the high temperature today here in Savannah, to 81 degrees in Glenville and 81 degrees in Jessup. As we head throughout this Mother's Day weekend, a good gift from Mom, of course, would be an umbrella. She's going to need it. You're going to need it. She'll use it because we do have that likely chance of rain continuing to increase from tonight through Mother's Day on Sunday, all thanks to a couple of cold fronts that will swing through the area. So coming up in just around a few minutes, we'll talk about our local forecast and how much rain we're going to be tracking all the way into early Monday.
Alyssa, thank you. Making headlines this morning, the U.S. says it fired on Iran in self-defense after Iran attempted to strike American Navy ships. But as our Washington correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo explains, despite the exchanging of attacks, President Trump says the ceasefire is still holding, and Iran is reviewing the latest proposal from the U.S. to end the war.
They were firing at us and we were firing back at them.
As 3 U.S. warships transited the Strait of Hormuz Thursday, the U.S. military says forces intercepted Iranian attacks and struck back in self-defense.
They got blown away in about 2 minutes.
The attacks took place as the U.S. is awaiting Iran's response to the latest proposal to end the war.
It's an offer that's basically said they will not have nuclear weapons. They're going to hand us the nuclear dust and many other things that we want. When they agree, it doesn't mean much because the next day they forgot they agreed.
President Trump continues threatening to attack if the Islamic Republic doesn't sign on soon.
The talks are going very well, but they have to understand if it doesn't get signed, they're going to have a lot of pain.
And congressional Democrats remain critical of the administration's efforts.
The same Iranian regime is in charge, and their enriched uranium is still in their possession. The Strait of Hormuz is now closed, and Americans are suffering with skyrocketing gas prices.
That was Gabrielle Caracciolo reporting. President Trump says he's still planning to go to China next week. His administration has been urging China to use its influence with Iran to help fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is scheduled to meet with Italy's premier and foreign minister in Rome today following yesterday's meeting with Pope Leo. Italy has been opposed to the war, and this trip is being seen as an effort to help ease those tensions. On now to new developments this morning. Health officials across the nation, including here in Georgia, are closely watching passengers who returned from a cruise ship linked to that deadly hantavirus outbreak. The Georgia Department of Public Health says 2 residents who were on the cruise ship MV Hondias are now back home and being monitored. Officials say both are healthy and have no symptoms. Health leaders are not saying where they live, citing privacy concerns. However, reports say one of the passengers may be in Brunswick. Georgia is one of at least 5 states, including Arizona, California, Texas, and Virginia, tracking passengers who were on the cruise ship. The World Health Organization says 3 people have died, with 5 confirmed cases and 3 more suspected in the outbreak. Health experts say it involves a rare Andes strain of the virus, which can spread through close contact, but officials say the risk to the public is still low.
There are no FDA-approved treatments. Although there are some meds with some data that may work, like ribavirin, there's no FDA-approved treatments. And again, supportive care is very important, but it can be very lethal, and that's why there's cause for concern, and that's why the Department of Public Health is going to have to keep a very close eye on these individuals.
For now, health officials say this is serious but contained. They also do not believe it's spreading widely or becoming a larger outbreak. Continuing coverage this morning, where a Chatham County judge is considering whether to delay a key hearing in the murder case of a former Savannah police officer. Former officer Ernest Ferguson is charged in the 2022 shooting death of Saudi Lee while on duty. He's been behind bars for several years. The defense has renewed its request for bond, saying Ferguson has completed programs in jail, remained sober, and has been deemed low risk during an expert evaluation. The judge said he will decide soon whether to delay the hearing or to grant bond. In a follow-up this morning, a Chatham County woman has been sentenced to 7 years in federal prison after admitting she set a fire that hurt 4 people. Prosecutors say Tamika Mumford was caught on security video setting fire to a boarding house. That was in October of 2024. About 25 people were inside at the time, but officials say the injuries were minor. Investigators say during the evacuation, Mumford was seen outside with a lighter and yelling that the house was evil. She later told police she was angry with people living there. Mumford has pleaded guilty to arson, resulting in injury. Looking ahead now, your mail carrier will be delivering more than just letters and packages this weekend. The annual Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive returns tomorrow across all 21 counties, served by Second Harvest of Coastal Georgia, helping to stock those food pantries before the summer months get here. This is the country's largest single-day food drive and has collected nearly 2 billion pounds of food nationwide since it started. Tomorrow, those letter carriers will collect non-perishable donations directly from mailboxes and deliver them to Second Harvest and other area food banks. Officials say the timing is very important as many families get ready for summer break when children lose access to free school breakfast and lunch. The organization will also soon begin its summer feeding program, providing meals at more than 70 sites across the region.
Summer months coming, it brings extra challenges on the household bills and where and how they're going to feed their children. Oftentimes it's folks that are on a very specific income and one thing triggers in the household to where their resources are stretched to something they were not prepared for, and then the groceries are really out of reach for the family.
Second Harvest says more than 140,000 people in its 21 county service area currently faces food insecurity, including nearly 50,000 children. To donate, you can place a bag by your mailbox before your mail delivery tomorrow morning, and your letter carrier will take care of the rest. And if you're looking for something different to do this weekend, Savannah's about to get a visit from a rare piece of maritime history. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Eagle will dock near the World War II Memorial on River Street. You can tour the tall sailing ship for free this weekend. It'll be open this afternoon from 2 until 7, tomorrow from 10 to 4:30, and then again on Sunday from 10